AI wars have begun. Companies are panicking and racing to develop AI that is better than their competitors. The invention of ChatGPT has threatened the core algorithms that many tech businesses are based on. It poses such a great threat that Google has internally issued a code red for the entire company. It is widely known that in tech, you adapt or you die. This is the story of how Google is fighting back, and also the first episode of AI Wars. Let's begin. To understand why this war exists in the first place, we have to go back in time and look at how Google grew from an idea created in a garage to the international software conglomerate that it is today.
Basically, nobody's in here, but we got a ping pong table, computer. Go to the other side of the office is our hack room. Nobody's here right now. Computers galore, of course.
Google was founded on September 4th, 1998 by Larry Page and Sergei Brin. Since I'm an undergrad myself, I'll give you some perspective on their undergraduate careers. Larry Page graduated from the University of Michigan with a bachelor's in computer engineering, while Sergey Brin graduated from the University of Maryland, College Park, receiving a bachelor's in computer science. The reason I wanted to briefly mention their undergraduate careers is that I also attend the University of Maryland and wanted to say that we have the best state flag in the United States.
There's Larry, CEO of Google. Say something, Larry.
Hi.
So pretty inspiring stuff. Anyways, Google was founded by both of them during their graduate school careers at Stanford University. Originally, Google was just a simple search engine. They didn't have all of the extra subsidiaries they own today. It wasn't the first search engine either. Before the invention of Google, people used search engines like Yahoo, Lycos, and Alta Vista. So what made Google better than them? After all, to succeed in an established niche as a business, all you needed to do was innovate. What made Google stand out was its page ranking algorithm. While the search engines I mentioned before ranked pages based on how many times a search keyword would show up on the page, Google created an algorithm called PageRank. PageRank uses a different value system to measure a web page's importance. This importance ranking was then applied to the order of results found in the search engine. Basically, the more important a website was, the higher it would show up on the search page. If you've ever taken an algorithms class, you learn about a specific type of algorithm called a graph. These types of algorithms are non-linear and used to model the pairwise relationships between objects. A graph consists of vertices, which are represented by these circles, and edges, the connections between the vertices. The PageRank algorithm was based on a graph. Pages are the nodes, and hyperlinks are the edges. A hyperlink is a link you can click on websites that take you somewhere else. The ranking was determined by the number of hyperlinks, or edges, that led to a specific node. I'll go over a simplified version of how this algorithm works. These two people are friends. You could say that they have a friendship. Now, PageRank works the same way but with web pages. Basically, you have one web page, and let's say it has a hyperlink to another web page. And then that web page has another link to another web page. But this web page actually has way more links. So PageRank would rank this web page as more important because it has more links going to it. Now imagine the first page linked to that page as well. This increases the status and ranking of that web page. So now if that web page has a link to another one, the link to that other web page also has a higher ranking. To give a real-world example of this, take a random blog on the internet that is able to be indexed by Google. The more links, traffic, and references to that blog there are, the higher it rises in the results. If many websites link to this blog, PageRank determines its rank to be higher than a blog that has fewer references to it. This was the algorithm that allowed Google to become the better search engine. They were able to rank results better. To actually implement this algorithm, Google created a crawler bot that is in use to this day called Googlebot. Most web pages have a rule set file called robots.txt that specifies what automated processes are allowed to access or crawl their websites. Google's little crawler bot would index millions of web pages, counting all the hyperlinks. That's how they got the data for their ranking algorithm. As Google grew as a company, its algorithms grew increasingly better and more complex. With the advent of AI, Google was able to make its search engine even better. In 2013, Google updated its search engine algorithms, naming this update Hummingbird. The name comes from the speed and accuracy of the Hummingbird. This update included machine learning and AI techniques that were created to improve the search algorithm. This algorithm placed more emphasis on natural language queries. It started to consider context and definition over just keywords. Instead of just looking at each keyword in a sentence, the context and meaning of that sentence were determined. This provided a huge upgrade in terms of searchability. It went beyond the search term too. As you certainly know, Google collects millions of terabytes of data. If Google has determined that you are a car enthusiast, and you search the term Jaguar, it will display the Jaguar brand of cars versus the animals. Someone who researches animals constantly would be shown the animals first. Since Google's business niche is data, the more accurate the results they can serve you, the more revenue they will collect from advertisers. Context can also be location. If you search flights to New York in Google and it has your location, it's going to show you flights from your city to New York. All of these upgrades propelled the Google search engine to even greater heights. This update also tried to fix the flaw with websites being ranked higher because of keyword stuffing. It forced people to write more naturally to optimize their websites for SEO, rather than constantly reuse the same keywords. Since Hummingbird, Google has not had an update as significant as this one. That is, maybe until now. ChatGPT launched on November 30th of 2022. It's not exactly a search engine. You can't use it to find recent websites or information because it's not trained on that yet. So why was Google so frightened about it? If you watch some of my ChatGPT videos, you would know that Microsoft has invested billions of dollars into it. Why does that matter? If someone told you that they use Bing currently, you would laugh. Bing is a much worse search engine than Google. But what about Bing and ChatGPT combined? This combination changes the entire story. A lot of the time, when you search for a question on Google, you look at these cards people also ask at the top of the page, which gives you the answer to your question right away. These answers come from web pages. Imagine you search the same question on Bing, and ChatGPT gives you a much better response, which you can ask follow-up questions with. That makes Bing way better. This powerful GPT language model, combined with a search engine that is up to date, has scared Google so much that they announced that they are coming out with their own chatbot that will rival ChatGPT. From what I have seen so far, Bard has access to the most recent data, including 2023. Whereas ChatGPT can only tell you about things that happened before 2021. The blog post from Google CEO states, Bard seeks to combine the breadth of the world's knowledge with the power, intelligence, and creativity of our large language models. It draws on information from the web to provide fresh, high-quality responses. Bard can be an outlet for creativity and a launchpad for curiosity, helping you to explain new discoveries from NASA's James Webb Space Telescope to a 9-year-old, or learn more about the best strikers in football right now, and then get drills to build your skills. You can see that it has a lot of similar example prompts that ChatGPT had when it launched. Which one do you think will be better? As the AI wars begin, search engines evolve from sorting web pages to sorting information. This isn't AI's only application. Technology's exponential growth will determine the fate of the world. Make sure you subscribe so you can watch episode 2 of AI Wars as soon as it comes out. Check out my ChatGPT playlist as well if you are looking for more insight. Thanks for watching. Peace.